What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. This is potential Tropical Cyclone 4 right here. The convection has really been firing up in the last 12 hours or so. So we're going to have to pay attention to this as time goes on. It's still a potential tropical cyclone. It still has a very good chance of development. Let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. Right here, we still have a 70% chance of development. So we're going to have to go ahead and take a look at the public advisory right here. And let's go ahead and take a look at maximum sustained winds remain near 35 miles per hour with higher gusts. Disturbance could strengthen slightly and become a tropical storm later today before reaching the coast of northeastern Mexico. 70% chance of formation. The pressures went up to 1010 millibars. Hazards affecting land. We need everyone to pay attention to this because there's going to be like 1 to 2 feet of storm surge with this, but there's also going to be quite a lot of rain, which if you're in South Texas and northeastern Mexico, you honestly, this isn't going to be the end of the world for you. 1 to 3 inches isn't going to be the end of the world, honestly. In fact, this is kind of rain that you guys honestly need. It's been very dry in the area, so if the winds stay where they are right now, it shouldn't be terrible. In fact, you guys are probably honestly welcoming it at this point, because you guys are getting a lot of rainfall, isolated totals up to 5 inches. There are some flooding issues with that, but this is desperately needed rainfall. That's what I want to emphasize real quickly. And let's go ahead and take a look at the global sea temperatures. Where PTC Four is now is in the warmest area of the entire Atlantic Ocean right now. And basically the only thing that's really making this develop or strengthen right now is the storm getting really in its own way there. There's still not a closed circulation with this thing yet. Although the hurricane hunters are out there right now, they are investigating the system as we speak. So we're going to have to wait and see when that recon comes back and see what they say about that. But they are investigating the system. They did find flight level winds around 35 to 36 knots in parts of the storm right here. So that's something interesting we need to take a look at right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the shear. We are starting to get a kind of a shear invasion into the Gulf of Mexico just east of the system. And the reason that is because there's a trough that's dipping from the United States into the Gulf right here. So that's what's really going on right here. We also have a bit of shear over here in this part of the Atlantic Ocean, over 20 degrees north to 40 degrees north right here. So that's something we need to pay attention to, especially considering we have something else going on in the eastern Atlantic. We will get to that in just a second. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tracks of PTC 4 and the intensity of it. The tracks have shifted, PTC 4 moving a little bit further to the north, now around 30 miles or so away from the Texas-Mexico border. It's still making landfall in Mexico, but at this point, we're having increasing certainty of this thing moving into Texas and giving a lot of rainfall to areas of the Rio Grande Valley, which they desperately, once again, need this rainfall. The intensity of this, majority of the models keep it as a tropical depression right here, some as a tropical storm. The SHIP, I hate to break it to you guys, but that's not going to happen. But yeah, we have the CTC having that as a tropical storm, which at the same time it has it moving a little further to the east. That's something we're going to have to pay attention to as time goes on, but that's all the news we have for PTC 4. Also, what we have in the eastern Atlantic, we have this area of interest right now. We finally have an area of interest right here. This is the next one. We have a 20% chance of formation. A tropical wave is forecast to move off the coast of Africa later today and tonight. Environmental conditions are expected to be marginally conducive for gradual development of this system as it moves west-northwest towards north to the northwest, at 15 to 20 miles per hour across the eastern central tropical Atlantic early in the middle part of the week. We have the satellite imagery for it right here. I'm pretty sure this is the tropical wave right here, although I'm not sure if this is a separate one or if this is part of it. But what I do know is that we now once again have another area of interest in the eastern Atlantic, and this one could potentially impact the United States in the next couple of weeks or so. And I'll show you what I mean when I say that. I have this the latest from the GFS right here. We'll also show the European as well, just to give you some context to this as well. But the GFS shows us this is that tropical wave right here. It's around it's 15 to 20 degrees north. It's continuing to move. It doesn't really develop right away because of all that shear that's right here. But once it moves out of the shear, that's when things start getting interesting. As time goes on, we do have another tropical wave coming off in the next few days or so. Actually, we have it in the next 4 days. Meanwhile, this right here, we have this starting to develop right here. We start seeing organization. We start seeing intensification as well. We also see that potential tropical wave that's in the central Atlantic right now, moving into the Caribbean. So that's what we're going to have to keep an eye on at this point. But yeah, this is that tropical wave that's out there right now. This is the GFS is anticipating at this time. We're looking at potentially strong hurricanes that are probably going to move offshore the United States, but we can't really rule some impacts out for the lesser Antilles at this time. Maybe even some of the greater Antilles like Puerto Rico. But at this point, we're going to have to continue to monitor the situation. The GFS has been very aggressive with its mile run. Basically, what they're depicting at this point, 16 days down, we have another Gulf hurricane that's going on, according to the GFS, of course, but we're going to have to really stay vigilant and pay attention. Let's go ahead and go to the European model right here. Let's go ahead and go to the 0Z, because that goes out the furthest right here, because this is that tropical wave we have right here, so it's continuing to develop. We do have some signs of organization right there as it continues to develop. We do have that central tropical wave that's moving into the Caribbean, so that starts to potentially develop. Some of the ensembles have it entering the Gulf right here. The European has a couple of ensembles as a tropical storm. We're going to have to monitor it, but the next tropical wave that comes off is going to be basically what's going to be developing at this point. We have a lot of scenarios we need to talk about right here. If we take a look at this, the European has, it's a lot of ensemble members of tropical storm or hurricane force winds, of course, and it's going to be, they're having it stay out to sea, which that is good news right there, but we're going to have to pay attention to it nevertheless. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out. It helps to make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. But with that being said, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.